This video is made possible by Continental Mazda in Naperville. With the resources of a large dealership, but the care of a family-owned business, Continental Mazda is the best place for you to buy your next vehicle. Visit them on the web by clicking in the link in the description below. Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2019 Mazda CX-5 diesel. Up front is a 2.2-liter turbocharged diesel 4-cylinder, and down below is a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, this is super exciting to be driving because these are actually really rare. Mazda rolled out the 2019 diesel CX-5 here in the States in obviously 2019, and then stopped. There is no 2020 diesel CX-5 here in the States, and so these are going to become quite the rarity on the road. Before we get into it, I have also reviewed a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated CX-5, a 2018, and a 2019 Signature with the turbo, a gasoline turbo 2.5, and I'll leave those at the end of the video. But let's get back to that 2.2-liter turbo diesel 4. It makes 168 horsepower and 290 foot-pounds of torque. That's where the CX-5 diesel is really going to exceed, is that torque number. You have plenty and plenty of torque, making the CX-5 able to tow 3,500 pounds. Now, to you full-size pickup truck guys that can pull a skyscraper down, that might not seem like a lot. But if you put it into perspective, the regular gas CX-5 can only tow 2,000 pounds. That's 1,500 more pounds. 3,500 pounds is enough to tow a small trailer and an NA Miata. I'm just saying, this would be quite the little tow rig for your spec Miata. But another big win for the diesel is the fuel economy. 27 miles to the gallon in the city, 31 miles to the gallon on the highway. So you have that extra push, that extra grunt, but also you get great highway mileage. 31 miles to the gallon in an SUV this size, not bad. Not bad at all. Out here on the test track, interestingly enough, the diesel does not get a sport mode. Gasoline engine does. This does not have a sport mode. So it is all warmed up. I'm not really sure what you'll hear, but here we go. Right, so it's not a punch in the gut off the line. You know, this isn't a Supra, this isn't a GTR. However, you hear and you feel this sort of low-end grunt that I've never heard out of a Mazda before. I love it. It has almost this like bodybuilder sort of toughness to it. I really like that. One big complaint that people say about diesel engines, and something that may turn someone away from a diesel engine, is the noise. Diesel engines are louder, they're obnoxious, everyone thinks of the school bus they rode to school on with the wah, 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 But this, once it's up to temperature, I'll play an outside and inside clip of the diesel, as well as I'll compare it to the 2.5-liter naturally aspirated inside and outside noise. And you can draw your own conclusions. I personally think it's really quiet, and honestly, you'd forget that it's even a diesel pretty much 50 seconds after driving the thing. I like that a lot. I like how quiet, calm, and collected it is. Like I said, paired to it is a 6-speed automatic transmission. Nothing really too crazy here. Every Mazda that's automatic nowadays is a 6-speed automatic. It's not that crazy. It shifts nice and smooth. I'm not noticing any burps or gurgles or anything weird coming from the transmission. Last but not least, of course, the diesel CX-5 is all-wheel drive. So let's talk about the interior, because we have a lot of interesting things in here. The diesel only came in the Signature trim level, which means the Signature is the good stuff. That's the stuff you want. So We'll talk about it now. In front of me, I have 3 main gauges. On the far left is my tachometer, only goes up to 5,000 RPM, which is funny to me. In the center, I do get a digital screen. We'll talk about that in a second. On the right, I have my coolant temperature and fuel. But getting back to that center digital screen, I actually have a couple different options here I can cycle through. So when I hit the info button, right now I'm looking at what looks like a traditional speedometer. However, hit it once, I can look at my trip A odometer, trip B odometer. My radar cruise control shows me the lanes on either side. Very, very nice. I like this a lot, and it keeps the traditional speedometer as well. The Mazda 3 and CX-30 don't keep the traditional speedometer when you switch it to radar cruise mode. This does. Then we have, this is diesel specific, remaining DEF. So DEF stands for diesel exhaust fluid. Basically, it helps out with the emissions of a diesel engine, helps it run cleaner, but this is a fluid that you actually have to refill every once in a while, and that's that secondary cap found under the gas cap. If you look at a normal CX-5, it looks like there should be a hole there, but there's not. This actually utilizes that hole. That is for the DEF. But I can actually look at the remaining DEF on the center screen. Very, very nice there. Hit it again, I have my compass and miles till empty, and then I'm back to just the traditional speedometer. I like the customization. You know, I've always felt like if you have a digital gauge, you should be able to customize it. Why not? It's just a screen. I should be able to play Angry Birds on my center gauge if I wanted to. And the CX-5 gets close to that. Up on the windshield, I actually do have a heads-up display. Now, right now, it's just showing me my speed in digits, which is really helpful, and it's not too distracting. However, it will also show me directions. It shows me what street is coming up. It shows me the speed limit for that street, as well as stop signs. It will actually read stop signs, and I'll have a little stop sign icon come up when I approach one. That is very smart thinking on Mazda's part. On the steering wheel, very typical Mazda steering wheel. On the left, I have my volume commands, voice commands, phone options, and info for that center screen, as well as skip track. And on the right, I have my radar cruise control distance options, set, resume, and then, of course, cruise control on and off. Interestingly enough, I don't know why this is the case. They actually filled in the center hole at the bottom of the steering wheel. And the only reason I bring that up is because we have a 2018 Mazda CX-5 gasoline at home, and every time I take it on a road trip, I stick my 2 fingers through the bottom of the steering wheel and just kind of sit there. It's very comfortable. They actually filled it in here. Very, very odd. To the left of me, I have my tailgate button, traction control off, lane keep assist on and off, parking sensors on and off, and camera view. This is great. I actually have a camera mounted way down at the bottom of the front bumper that I can look at, as well as a bird's eye view. Now, the resolution isn't the highest in the world. However, it's definitely helpful for figuring out if you're going to hit something or not. And I'd rather have a low-res camera than no camera at all. This is absolutely ingenious, so smart on Mazda's part. And this really helps you with towing, lining up a trailer. Again, if you're going to tow with this vehicle, not a bad idea. On the door, I just have my power windows, power locks, and power mirrors. Nothing too crazy there. However, with the mirror switch, if I turn it all the way to the bottom, the mirrors will auto fold in, which is very, very nice, especially if you're going to do a lot of city driving or city parking. Folding in the mirrors is a big, big deal. Moving on to the center, we do have the pretty typical Mazda infotainment system. This has since been phased out for the 2020 year. So this is the last year you'll find this older style infotainment system. I'm not a big fan of it. I think it's a little bit clunky. It's a little bit hard to use. However, you could get Apple CarPlay, which fixes everything in the world. Apple CarPlay is the absolute best. That's why I bought my 2019 Mazda 3, because it came with Apple CarPlay, and I really think it's the best system you can have in any vehicle, really. And the CX-5 diesel has that. Again, that's one of those signature options. The base model did not come with that. One last thing about the center screen is the fact that when you are in park, this is actually a touch screen. Although you do get controls down below, you can actually use it as a touchscreen in park. This is super nice because Mazda actually got rid of this for 2020. Their new screens are not touchscreens. So if you desire a touchscreen, the 2019s and before is the way to go. Down below that center screen, I do have 2 climate control vents with a hazard switch in the middle. Very prominent, I like that. Then I have a bunch of different options here for the climate controls. Mostly all standard climate controls. However, I do get a heated steering wheel, again, a signature option. I get heated seats as well as cooled seats. for the driver as well as the front passenger, which is very, very nice. Again, a very signature nice feature from the CX-5. Then down below the climate controls, I have my 12-volt outlet, little cubby hole, and then the shifter. Shifter is pretty much the same shifter they use in every other product that they make. I like it. It has a very satisfying clunk into gear. It's nothing really too crazy. And then down at the very bottom, I have my selector wheel for that center screen I was talking about. I really like the feel of it. It has really great tactile feedback. When I turn it once, it clicks. I know what I'm doing without looking at it, and that is absolutely huge for me. To the left of that, I have my power parking brakes, something I'll never use, and the auto hold button. The auto hold button is one of my favorite features in new cars. When this is activated, when the little light is on and you come up to a stop, you hit the brake pedal a little extra hard, and the car will actually stay put. You can take your foot off the brake and just sit there. This is amazing in traffic, in drive-thrus. When you're just tired, you don't feel like keeping your foot on the brake. This is a great, great setting. I have it in my own personal car and I use it every single day. Now getting on to the seats. The seats are wrapped in Napa leather, which is named after Napa, California, and they are very comfortable. Like I said, heated, cooled, and memory. They have memory seats, which is awesome. I absolutely love memory seats. I think every car needs them, but of course not every car comes with them, and that is one of the higher trim levels features in the CX-5 is the memory seats. If you go into the lower trims, they unfortunately don't come with that. But speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2019 diesel Mazda CX-5, and I have two vents down here. I do have a center console, which opens up to reveal that I have rear heated seats. That is absolutely huge. That is a very nice luxury feature that a lot of cars still don't have. This has rear heated seats and 3 different levels of it at that. But besides that, headroom is great. Leg room is definitely great. I recently drove the CX-30. The CX-30 had good leg room, but this has a lot better leg room. So if you're going to be using the back seats a lot, diesel or not, I would highly recommend just going with the CX-5. Very, very nice space back here. These seats do go down, which is interesting that this center seat actually goes down on its own. So if you wanted to stick skis or lumber through this middle here, you could just put down this metal seat, and then these two seats will sort of keep your lumber or skis in place, which is really, really nice. A lot of SUVs, it's one seat and then the middle and the other seat together. This actually gives you that little bit of customization. I like that a lot, and you won't find that in a lot of other SUVs in this segment. But speaking of SUVs, let's talk about the rear hatch. All right, so it is pretty windy today. It's very windy today, actually. Power tailgate, just hold the button, but the car is on, so I can't actually do that. But one button under there. Here we are on the inside. I love the fact that Mazda gives you a 12-volt outlet back here, run off the battery. Absolutely love that. And I can pull the seats down from just these. So hit that, boom. Boom, just like that. Super easy there, not motorized. However, it's really, really easy right there. And to close it, one touch button. Couple last things about the interior before we talk about the beautiful exterior is the sunroof. First of all, it's decent size. It's not huge. I'm not going to open it because it's been raining all morning, but it's a decent size. I like it a lot. It adds a lot more air to the cabin, makes it feel a little bit more spacious. As well as on the dash, I actually get wood. This is real wood. It is rosewood, which is a pretty common, pretty frequently used wood in Southeast Asia, and really Asia abroad. The reason I bring that up is because I did a little bit of research on the signature trim. This is the signature trim CX-5, and it came with the Napa seats and the rosewood dashboard. And I really think that that's a really cool metaphor for Mazda itself, because Mazda is based out of Japan. All of their vehicles right now are being built at the Hiroshima manufacturing plant. My RX-7s were built at the Hiroshima manufacturing plant. My Miata was built at the Hiroshima manufacturing plant, and so was this CX-5. I think that's really cool. They've kept it in the same area for over 40 years. But also, back in the day, the Mazda Miata, the NA Miata, was designed here in California. Mazda has a huge corporation out in California. The largest Mazda meetup in North America takes place out in California. And so the fact that they use California named leather and Asian wood, I think it's just this awesome sort of metaphor for the harmony of the two sides of the same coin in which we know and love as Mazda. I think that's absolutely cool. I don't know. I'm a big Mazda dork. I thought that was really special. Now we got to talk about the looks. This is finished in Soul Red Metallic, and it is one of Mazda's sort of signature colors for the time being. This was the Mazda Miata launch color. Well, very similar. It was just Soul Red at the time, but Soul Red Metallic is just a little bit more metallic-y. This is basically the flagship Mazda color for the time being. This is sort of their popping color for their models. You can get pretty much all of their models in this color. It's a very deep, very interesting red. I think it really complements the shape of the CX-5 very, very well. And I think overall, this vehicle looks great. It looks great, it drives great, it feels great. I have so many amenities in here. It's so nice, it's luxurious. But let's get back to the fact of why is this car rare? Well, this car doesn't really have many natural competitors. The CX-5 itself, I would say its competitors are the Honda CR-V and the Toyota RAV4 and vehicles like that. Well, those vehicles don't get a diesel option. The CX-5 is the only vehicle in its class that got a diesel option here in the States. So it doesn't really have any natural competitors. And I think lastly, I think the big misstep that Mazda took with the diesel CX-5 is the fact that it's only offered on the signature trim. Now, don't get me wrong. The signature trim is amazing. It's so nice. It's so luxurious. It's really a top dog trim. Everything I want from a CX-5 is here, 100%. However, making it only offered on the higher trims gets it out of the hands of a lot of enthusiasts. If you're racing spec Miata on the weekends, and believe me, I know a lot of people that do, they don't have extra cash to throw around. But man, if I had the money, I'd buy one. I'd buy one right now. 3,500 pounds out of a SUV like this with this sort of amenities, this could make a pretty neat little tow rig. I wish they made more of these. I wish people bought more of these, because this is really, truly an awesome package of a vehicle. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Continental Mazda for letting me take out their diesel CX-5. They have a couple of these left on the lot, but they are going quickly. I think people are starting to catch on about how rare they are and that we're not getting any more. So go check out continentalmazda.com. They have a couple left in stock. Please, seriously, go test drive one. Bring it out here on the test track. If you ask them, they'll bring you out here on the test track. You can drive the same track as I am, and really, you get to feel what it's like to drive a diesel CX-5. It's really, really something special. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.